Okay, so I'm gonna try to do it this way because I can't go downstairs right now. Get any privacy. Boy, this is the biggest haul yet. I don't know. I think this must have started either in August or September, and I've been collecting more Blu-rays. And I'm like, you know how I always say every time we're gonna dial it back. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. This isn't even all of it because I have North by Northwest pre-ordered. Um, the Kino has a sale. Criterion still has their sale, which I have two pre-orders from. Yeah, so this is everything right now. So the Criterion sale was last month, the flash sale, and then the Barnes& Noble sale. So I'll show you what I picked up from that, and then I'll show you everything else. Or should I show you the Criterion's last? No, I guess I'll show you the Criterion's first. So this is Val Lewton's I Walk with a Zombie and the Seventh Victim. Double, I guess you call this like a double feature. 2-pack. Obviously, this one here, one of the best zombie movies ever made. Directed by Jacques Tourneur. Probably my favorite one of his films. Though I do like Cat People and Out of the Past and Night of the Demon. And then The Seventh Victim. So this was, of course, obviously, anytime Criterion does a classic horror movie, you know, old Hollywood horror film, I'm all over that shit. Then History is Made at Night, which is a fantastic movie with great actors. You have Charles Boyer, who I love, Jean Arthur, what the hell's his face? From Frankenstein. Oh shit, Colin Clive. And this guy, who I don't know who the hell he is, but he was very good in it too. Great film. History is Made at Night. Love Boyer, one of my favorite actors. Happiness. Whoa. I saw this film years ago. When it was recommended by Jay from Red Letter Media. I didn't hear anybody talk about it for a long time. And then, of course, like Frankenhooker, everyone starts talking about it again. But I'm glad they just kept the poster for it because the artwork for the movie is great. This is a fucked up film. For some reason, I thought, what's his face, was gay in the film. I misremembered it. What is the actor's name again? Ben Gazzara. I thought his character was gay, and that was like the coming out part was part of it. It wasn't even part of this movie. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. It's one of those things when you misremember a film. And then finally, the last one I picked up from the sale, with the exception of Scarface and Paper Moon, which are pre-orders. So I'll get those at the end of the month, but I won't show them in this, so there you go. Mother, my favorite of the Albert Brooks movies. I've seen all of his films. I didn't like the TV one, reality TV, whatever it was called. I didn't like that one, even though I know people really love it. I loved Mother the best, and I also loved Defending Your Life with Rip Torn was in that. It was great. Meryl Streep, of course, and Albert Brooks, but I thought Mother was the best. So I love this movie. It's a great film. And this one's a 4K, and so is Happiness. Criterion's pretty much doing most of their releases now on 4K, and of course Warner Archive is getting into 4K. So we'll see. Alright, so now here we go. This is the big shit. This is all the movies I got that are not Criterion's that I will show you. So I don't know, we'll figure this out. Alright, so Gas, Food, Lodging. This is Allison Anders' film. This is a great movie. I think, what's her face? Ione, I think it's like her surname, is arguably the most attractive, but okay, whatever, because it's insane. It's just a great movie. I have to see her other films too, so there's a couple of other films I want to see, actually. But yeah, this is a great movie that I don't really hear anybody talk about. Very indie, very 90s. Would have been interesting if a woman director like that would have had a bigger career, but she didn't. Hardcore with George C. Scott. Years and years I wanted this. They had another release, Twilight Time, that went out of print. And then I think Kino did this. Thank God they did this, because this would have went out of print, and then this would have been so expensive. This is like one of my favorite of his films. This and the movie called The Hospital, which I kind of wish had a better release, but I got to get that one as well. Always down for a, George C. Scott 70s film or a Peter Boyle 70s film. Of course, Peter Boyle's in this film, so it's a great movie. Kind of like Taxi Driver. Obviously, it's written. Actually, this is directed by Paul Schrader. Cool World. A lot of people don't like this one. Some problems with it, like all Ralph Bakshi films. I don't really like the obsessively horny fucking cartoon character things. Are kind of stupid. But this was definitely in the vein of Roger Rabbit, which obviously Roger Rabbit's a better film. But Roger Rabbit's in the vein of Walt Disney, where it's, for everyone, for adults, but not overly sexed. I think Roger Rabbit has enough sex appeal in it for sure. A lot of nice innuendos. But this film is definitely hornier. I'm like touching his dick. It's definitely hornier. And Hollywood is actually really hot too, but Jessica's better. I like this movie a lot. I thought this was great. I like his stuff, Ralph Bakshi. I like it. We have the Invisible Man, the 4K. Is there a piece of plastic on that? Yeah, there is. The 4K Invisible Man, the remake. The Invisible Man's probably my favorite horror movie ever at this point. I love the original Invisible Man. I think it's an incredible film. It's probably my favorite of all the monster movies. And then I like the Black Cat, too, with Lugosi, of course. My boy Bela. But I like this remake. I think this was teetering on the edge of almost being unwatchable. It's weird. This is a movie where I think if it went a little bit in a different direction, this would have been complete shit. But they were able to balance it out well enough where it's a fun movie. Has good stuff in it. I really thought I was going to hate this. I avoided this movie for 4 years. I was like, this is going to be shit. And it, again, like I said, it teetered. It was almost shit, but I ended up enjoying it. The Shining 4K. This was so cheap. Holy shit. This movie's always on sale on 4K. Every movie is coming out on 4K. Literally, like every movie. And it's like, oh my god, I can't upgrade all of my stuff. But I'm definitely upgrading quite a bit of it. The Shining, I just thought, for how cheap it was, I guess, why not? Great film, The Shining, of course, obviously. I gotta pull these things over here. Okay, let's see what else we got. Beetlejuice 4K. Love me some Beetlejuice. Classic movie. There's a few episodes from the animated show in here. I actually watched the whole animated series, and I watched the sequel in the theaters. Sequel was good. Not obviously up to the par of the original, which I think this is really fun. It's just a fun movie. I really, really like this film. This and Ed Wood are my favorite of the Burton films. And we have Hocus Pocus. Definitely more of a kind of like a guilty pleasure, kind of trash. This is not a great movie, but it has witches in it, and I love witches, and yeah, it's a fun one. The sequel was okay, too, whatever. They always redeem everybody, which is kind of shit. Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. This isn't even Freddy from the first film on here. I don't know what Freddy this is. I think this is part 3 Freddy. I'm a pretty big fan of this series. I'm not a film series fan, nor especially not a horror movie film series fan, but I like the Freddy character, and I pretty much like him in all of his forms as long as it's Robert Englund, because I know he gets pretty goofy at the end, but I love part 1 Freddy. I love the makeup. Part 2 Freddy. I love that movie, part 2. People hate that movie. I think part 2 is a great movie. Part 3 I like, and then he gets goofy in 4, 5, and then by 6 it's like a complete shit show, even though I still do like parts of it. And then you get New Nightmare, where I think he looks like he's wearing a fucking Halloween mask, a rubber mask. But he's still alright in that. And then I like Freddy vs. Jason a lot. I think those scenes of him fighting Jason are fucking cool. But yeah, this is badass. And I'm probably going to do the whole series on 4K at some point. So I'll probably end up upgrading all my movies of that. Another 4K. The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The OG. Classic. Boris Karloff, of course. Chuck Jones. This is my favorite of all the Christmas specials. Animated Christmas specials. This is a great movie. Or great short, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's only 20 minutes long, so it's fucking really short. I don't love it as much as I did when I was a kid. I still do think that this has, like, a timeless appeal, though. I definitely do. I think this works at any age. I was kind of obsessed with this when I was a child. I'm not as obsessed with it now, but I still do think that this is one that is pretty much required viewing for every single year. It's a great film, short thing. What do I want to show next? This is a one called Burn Witch Burn. I think the other title is called Night of the Eagle. Yeah. This is a UK film, horror film from 1962, which is very similar to a film from, I think, 57 or 8, which I mentioned before, called Night of the Demon by Jacques Tourneur, where you don't see shit in this movie. And it's kind of psychological, like kind of Rosemary's Baby as well. Precursor to Rosemary's Baby, where you don't really know what you're seeing in it is real or not, but it's a witch movie, so this is a great movie. Burn Witch Burn. That's a fucking really badass fucking art. It's awesome poster. That's really cool. Okay, let's see. We have Spider Baby, starring, of course, Lon Chaney Jr. And Sid Haig is in this. This was a fun movie. There's I guess you call her a Lolita in this, but like an evil Lolita, where she, you know, slices people up. This was a fun movie, definitely weird. Great opening song here for this one. Spider Baby. Yeah, good stuff. Next I have, oh my god, this is the longest one I've ever done. Next I have The Cat and the Canary. This is a weird movie because this originally was I believe it was a play. Might have been a play, I'm not sure, but it was a movie, it was a silent film from the 20s called The Cat and the Canary. Then it was remade by Universal in 1930, which predated Dracula as their first sound horror film. What studio released this movie? Oh, it's Universal, right. So Universal released in 30. It's lost. You can only see like a clip of it in a special, and then they remade it, and as like more of a comedy here with Bob Hope. And this is a fun film. Very good movie. So that's The Cat and the Canary. Let's see. I'll do this one next. This is the Vincent Price collection, the first volume. I don't know how many of these they did, 3 or 4 of them, but mainly I wanted this one because of these 2 films here. The Mask of the Red Death and The Witchfinder General, which I think are probably my 2 favorite Vincent Price movies that are not the William Castle ones. Definitely like House on Haunted Hill, The Tingler, I love. I'm okay with House of Wax, and then of course he was in films like Laura and Leave Her to Heaven and stuff, but Mask of the Red Death, which is a Corman film, and The Witchfinder General, which is the fucking one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Horrifying movie. That is so scary. He is just... when he gets off in this movie, it is one of the most satisfying things ever. He is an ass. He's a monster in that. Just a prick. So, and The Mask of the Red Death is a great movie as well. So this is the original one of these. He did a couple of these sets. This was like half off, so I had to get it. So that's a Vincent Price set. A lot of sales are going on. This was a Shout Factory or Scream Factory sale. This is one that's an interesting one. This one's called Deadly Friend, and it has the actress in here. Her name is Kristy Swanson, I think. Oh, this is a Wes Craven movie. I forgot about that. Yeah, Kristy Swanson, who was the original Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, which I also watched last month along with this, which has an out-of-print Blu-ray that is kind of expensive, so I'll have to get that eventually. Hopefully we'll get like a... I thought Buffy was actually coming to this. Maybe we will get one of them eventually, but this is a Wes Craven film. Joe Bob Briggs. The Breakfast Club version of The Bride of Frankenstein. I really like this movie. I haven't seen too many Wes Cravens, but this is definitely my favorite one of his films besides Nightmare on Elm Street. This is an awesome film. I love a good woman role. Well, it's not, yeah, I guess a woman role in this, sure. It's got a young girl role, whatever. It's a good movie. But interestingly enough, they butchered this film. This film is famous because it has the scene where old lady's head explodes when it gets hit by a basketball. But they added that gore into it. It was supposed to be more like the book, less gory, more character-based, and I guess it didn't test well, and they did a bunch of reshoots, so they're trying to look for the real version of this, you know, like Orson Welles' fucking Magnificent Ambersons, compare Deadly Friend with McNally, but You know what I mean. So, good stuff. And then finally, two of my favorites. This is the 4K, all-time favorites. This is the 4K of Clue. I fucking love Clue. I watched this 2 times last month. This is one of my favorite films of all time. Comedy films. This film is fucking hilarious. And it has, like, the best cast ever, including Eileen Brennan, and, of course, my girl Madeline Kahn. Obviously, Tim Curry, Christopher Lloyd, Michael McKean, Leslie Ann Warren. Stacked cast of characters, actors, actresses. This is just an incredible film. It's a cult movie. It's, like, the funniest thing ever. I love good murder mystery, which is also The Cat and the Canary. So, Clue 4K. One of my favorite films ever. Ever, ever. And then, finally, the ultimate. The GOAT. Which I actually just watched, like, 2 nights ago. I don't know what to say about The Swimmer. If you haven't seen The Swimmer, I would advise you just don't look up anything about it. You just watch it blind. I heard the late Gilbert Gottfried talk about this film several times. And, yeah, my voice is already getting tired. I'm only talking for like 17 minutes. I just think this is an incredible film. It needs to be watched. Frank Perry is a good director, or was a good director. I really like his one film, which I can't even remember the fucking title of. I think it's called Last Summer or something. Summer thing. I don't know. It's about the kids. It's basically Lord of the Flies, kind of esque. But The Swimmer has Burt Lancaster, the best I've ever seen him. The score is incredible, the score of this. You actually get a CD in this thing. This is just a wild film. It's so fucking weird. And great. Can you fucking PG, man? PG when it was rated. The rating system is so weird. It's so weird. I always find fascinating adult movies that are rated like G or PG or something. Which is like all the movies. Though this film actually came out in 1968, though, when the rating system started. I don't know if this... I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how this film isn't rated R. If it were to have a rating nowadays, it probably wouldn't be rated R, but who knows? I think anybody can watch this, but I'm just saying, if it had a rating now, I think it would probably be rated R. Again, the rating system is a mess. But yeah, watch The Swimmer. Weird fucking movie. Weird film, great film, very Vertigo-esque. If you like Vertigo, you'll like The Swimmer. So, that's it. Those are all the films. This was a long-ass video. I will be back with another one of these probably sometime next year. We'll see. Probably maybe in January. I'll do another one of them. Obviously, it's not going to be like 20 movies or something, but I don't even know how many are here. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, yeah, 20. 20 films. So, I will see you next time. Bye.